Alright guys, LandRun89 here with some night vision. So you're thinking about buying a set of night vision. I'm going to go over the pros and cons of the pvs7, the anvis 6x9 or 6.9, and then the pvs14. And mainly this is for hunting use, like you're wanting to shoot pigs, and this could be combat related too, I guess. I'm just going to show you what you're getting and why, the purposes for each one. Anyway, let's get after it. These are aviation grade. Basically, you can fly airplanes and helicopters with this. These are double tube pinnacles. Very nice set. These are very, very expensive. You can drive a vehicle. I use these for driving a vehicle, and a laser mounted gun weapon sight. So that's usually the combination of what I use these with. You can get away with you looking through a red dot, a night vision compatible red dot. It's a little bit difficult with the weight of those, and these are kind of fragile. You do not want to drop these or bang them around. Anyway, the pvs7s, these can be had. I bought these used on eBay from a government surplus. Like, they buy crap from the government and then resell it. These have a MX10130D/UV tube in them. And I got those for $1,000. These, and that's probably a $1,800 set of ITT goggles. The actual housing was from like 1992, but they've at some point put a tube that was probably a 2006 to 2008 tube, somewhere right around there. That is a very good tube for what I paid for these. And you can drive with these. The pvs7s are my personal favorite because they're not, $7,000 or $8,000 like this set is. You can pick them up anywhere from $800 to $3,000 depending on what tubes they have in them. Like your really early Gen 3 stuff you can find for $800 or $900. Your better, newer tubes are going to be $2,000 or $3,000, and you can find these kind of regularly on eBay. Be careful on buying stuff off eBay because the government does watch for their stolen. Like if these get stolen from the military, they have a list of the ones that are missing, and they can show up at your door, and they don't care what you paid for them. You're just out the money and the goggles. So be very careful when you're buying stuff online. These you can hunt with an ACOG, an EOTech, laser sight. And you can drive with them. They're really versatile goggles. My personal favorite out of these three, because they're lighter than these, and they're more durable. You can beat these around a little bit and they're not gonna break. These are very fragile. Anyway, the pvs14, if you're looking at buying a hunting deal and you're down between these two, I'm gonna give you the downfalls of the pvs14. If like we do a lot of driving and spotting pigs out on wheat fields and whatnot, you can only wear these for about 5 minutes before your opposite eye starts to hurt because you're keeping it closed, or you have eye issues if you wear these for any length of time. That's the main obvious thing, that you're down these and you can't drive with them. So that's the two negatives. You can't. The reason you probably could drive, but you're not going to drive very far, or very fast, or for very long. That's just the way. With one eye closed, it's just going to be difficult to do. You can run 80 miles an hour with these, and they're fine. These have a little bit different field of view, or a depth perception is a little bit more difficult, so you probably want to keep it about 55. Excuse me, guys. You want to keep it a little bit slower with these. I mean, you could probably hook it up, but you want to be a little more careful with these than you are with those. The good thing about the pvs14 is they're weapons mountable. You can piggyback these behind your ACOG, but then you can't find what you're shooting because you're pointing a gun everywhere you go when you're looking for what you're shooting at. These, you can look around and find what you're shooting or looking for, and then you have a laser on your gun that you can see the laser with these. It's a naked, you can't see it with the naked eye, but the night vision picks the laser up. You don't even have to hold the gun up to your shoulder. You can hold it down by your waist, and as long as that laser is pointing at what you're shooting at, you're going to hit it. And you can use the laser with these too, but it's just you're limited on what you can do with the pvs14. The amount of time you're looking at with one eye, you're flipping it up and down it's more for a combat situation where you're moving, you need to see where you're going, you'll flip it down, check everything out, flip it back up, and then go. These you can wear for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and you may every 30 minutes or so have to give your eyes a break or something. But if I was to buy any of these, that's my set right here. Anyway, hope that helps. The helmet, we use airsoft helmets, and I even use some of the airsoft mounts that come on the helmets. I have one of those, and the mounts do work or the actual helmet mount, and then I use the Naruto's Rhino mount, or a Wilcox, or whichever mount I have available. But the little plastic airsoft deals, they do work with your regular mounts. But anyway, thought I might mention that. These are really lightweight, is good when you're hunting or you're wearing them for a long period of time. A lot of guys are buying these big old heavy Kevlar helmets. You know, that's 2 or 3 pounds or more on your head, and then you add your night vision and your mount. That gets old real quick. You know, if you're in a battle situation, that might be okay, but when you're just driving around shooting pigs or sitting in a stand, you don't want to have a big heavy helmet on your head. And then you can find these for 28, but probably around 30 bucks with the mounts on them by Lancer Tactical on eBay, and they work with your Naruto's MVG mounts. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope that helps you a little bit. The tubes, the tube quality, anything, don't bother with any Gen 1. Gen 2's not bad. And we'll use Gen 3 to spot our pigs, and then we have what's called a IR light, or it looks like a spotlight, but you can't see it with the naked eye, but it'll light everything up in the field. And you can get away with a Gen 1 scope on your gun, but you're using the Gen 3 to find them and sneak up on them, and then you're close enough to them to light them up with your Gen 1 scope. That's kind of how some guys will do it with me. A lot of guys use lasers. Some guys will have night vision. I use a Primary Arms. It's a $69 red dot that has 2 night vision settings on it, and they work fine. Some nights they work better than other nights because the dots are a little bit bright still. But the Aim Point, EOTech, that's your good stuff. Primary Arms, they make a good deal. DI Optical makes a pretty good scope, or a red dot. They're about $200, and they are night vision compatible. Do not use any red dot that is not night vision compatible. It will burn a hole through your tube. That's just, even like a green laser will freaking mess your tubes up. Green, you can use a red laser, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's not, if it's not night vision compatible, I wouldn't even put it through your scope or through your tubes. I've seen a bunch of tubes rent by guys doing stuff like that, and as expensive as they are, you know, just be careful what you're doing. And some of the older tubes, you're not even supposed to leave them, like when you pull them out of the pack, they're supposed to have a cap on, and these are all new enough tubes that that shouldn't be a problem. But anyways, thanks guys.